I bought a headset for PS4.
Okay.
Because me and my friends are going to be playing Monster Hunter again.
Nice.
But I just wanted to see if it worked with my phone so I can record from it. But apparently it works as just headphones and not as headphones and a microphone.
Yeah, I've had that exact same problem with certain things. It's like I asked someone who does audio stuff for a living, and they said it's something to do with like the rings, like the black rings that are on the actual jacket itself. But I didn't understand anything he said after that, so I just ignored him. But I got that bit. When he said black, I was like, I understand that. His bit I get, but the rest of it, it's a loss. It's a loss on me.
Fair. Yeah, I'm about that as well. So I'm just like, yeah, that's a pain in the ass, but whatever, it works. I'll just use my normal headphones and shout at my phone like last time.
Yeah, why not then?
It worked. It was fine.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
Steady improvements over a long period of time. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to hit the ground running as much as possible. He said. Yeah. How are you, man?
Who said that?
I don't know.
Some dude, some guy,
someone, probably at some point. Einstein.
Maybe.
Einstein
he
said it.
You don't have to do the best podcast in the world on the first episode, but as long as you make steady improvements, it'll be all right. That's what Einstein said.
Yeah. He invented iTunes, isn't it? That's what he. That's what he did.
He did invent iTunes.
Yeah, that's why Einstein iTunes. That's how that works, isn't it?
Oh, that's smart of him, isn't
it? Branding. He was big into branding.
That was the one thing that they said about Einstein.
Yeah, content creator.
Yeah.
Big into branding.
Real content creator. Massive.
Yeah. That was his his strap line, the real content creator. And then it was like a picture of him like holding a phone.
Yeah. And he was like, PewDiePie, who's PewDiePie?
Exactly. Einstein had 100 million subscribers when it was cool.
Yeah, now it's not cool anymore. We don't need it's whatever.
I'm just gonna type in Einstein so I know what he invented, because I don't know. And I'm trying to like bust jokes about what he invented, but can't remember. He did gravity, right? That was one of his.
No, that wasn't. No. He did gravity.
Is that not something he invented?
Yeah, he invented gravity. Yeah.
Oh, he did like theory of relativity and stuff. Okay, yeah. E equals MC squared and all that. Yeah.
That's the only thing I know.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
I don't know what Adam did though. Did he do anything else?
He got married twice, apparently.
Did he? Fucking hell.
Player, bro.
It's that tongue.
It's
the tongue of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid that joke. That was a joke. I'm not gonna make it.
There's no need to avoid jokes here.
Yeah, trust me, I'm painfully aware. What else has he done in his life?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. What has Einstein done? I know he did the theory of relativity, and now he got married twice.
Okay, so he is known for, this is what Wikipedia says, known for, and it has a list.
Ooh.
General relativity, special relativity, photoelectric effect, E equals MC squared. We all know that one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
well, what about this one? E equals HF. Didn't know that one.
What the fuck's HF?
No, should we click it and have a look, find out?
Yeah, let's do it.
The Planck-Einstein relation. Okay, what are we saying? Okay, we've got a lot. Okay, what I failed to realize is that clicking on an equation would give me more equations. I didn't think that through entirely. The Planck-Einstein relation is also referred to as the Einstein relation, Planck's energy frequency relation, the Planck relation, and the Planck equation. The eponym Planck formula belongs on this list, but is often referred to as Planck's law instead. So far, I don't know the answer. These various eponyms are far from standard. They're used only sporadically, neither regularly nor very widely. They refer to a formula integral to quantum mechanics, which states that the energy of a photon, E, known as photon energy, is proportional to its frequency, V. That's what it's talking about. Now, I said the words, but I didn't actually listen to them.
I was like, oh, I don't know what any of this means. This is
I
weird.
recognised like regularly. I know that one. That's good words. Know what that
word,
one is.
Yeah, that's all right.
I got that one. Then he said, then like photon. Remember it from school, but don't know what it is.
Photon.
Yeah, remember it. It's got its energy in the particle in it or something. But yeah, so there's a lot of equations here that I'm just I'm gonna click back and go back to the list.
Yeah, just go back. Just go back. That's the best
theory of Brownian motion. Einstein.
Brownian.
Yeah, Brownian motion specifically. No other motion. Brownian.
Okay.
Einstein field equations. Bose-Einstein statistics. Bose-Einstein condensate. Gravitational wave. Cosmological constant. He did something to do with gravity. I did notice I was right to some extent. Cosmological constant. Unified field theory. I've heard the word field theory, and it sounds like he unified it, so that's good.
Ooh, that is good.
Unified and unity is usually best. That's not me making a political.
That is a good boy thing to invent.
Yeah. Are you ready for this one? EPR paradox. Ooh, that sounds mysterious.
Oh, it does sound mysterious. Now I'm engaged.
I've clicked on it. Let's see what Einstein-Podolsky Rosen paradox is a thought experiment proposed by physicists Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosen. Yeah, I guess that. With which they argued the description of physical reality provided by quantum mechanics were incomplete. Ooh. Oh, this is in 35. It's probably complete by now. We can move on. That was in 1935. I'm not interested.
It's already happened.
It's done.
We don't need to know anymore.
Ensemble interpretation. And then the last one is just list of other concepts.
Other concepts. He's done other
This
concepts.
is a list of things named after Albert Einstein.
Wait, what? That's not how... He didn't invent things named after himself.
No, because some of these are schools, so he definitely didn't invent those.
Some
of them are streets, so he definitely didn't invent those.
Yeah, he invented streets, yeah.
I don't know if he... Okay, right. Well, okay, here's a problem. In the Czech Republic, there are 3 streets with the exact same name named after the exact same person. How's that working out?
It wasn't so smart, was he? Then?
Einsteinova, a street in Prague, and then Einsteinova, a street in Olomouc, and then Einsteinova, a street in Karviná.
See, I think all that means is he wasn't really that smart.
No, I think he was an idiot, bro.
Yeah, clearly very, very not smart.
Dumb.
Yeah, dumb. That's what we want. Where the fuck's Louis?
I don't know. But the longer he takes, the more I will talk about this.
The longer he takes, the more this is going on to the start of the podcast.
He has no say about it.
He has no fucking say about it, no. I'm the one editing it. It's my fucking podcast. Oh, damn.
Oh, there's an award called the Einstein Prize for Laser Science.
Laser science.
Now I'm interested.
We're all good. We are all into it now.
It was a recognition awarded by the former Society of Optical and Quantum Electronics and sponsored by the Eastman Kodak Company, which is just Kodak, sure.
Kodak?
Yeah, Kodak sponsored it. That's Kodak out here.
The camera
yeah,
people,
yeah.
As in the thing that Pitbull used.
Yeah. Out here.
That one Kodak that Pitbull used when he could picture something with the Kodak.
What a man. I love Pitbull.
What a man.
It's no longer given out.
Better than Einstein.
Much better. Listen, Einstein. All right. Look, theory of relativity.
Einstein was never called Mr. Worldwide.
Exactly. If theory of relativity, right? All great. Okay. Fantastic. Good work.
It's fine.
But did he write the lyrics? Red light, green light. Everybody take your shot. Red light, green light.
No.
Give me everything you've got. Red light, green light. Mr. Worldwide. Red light, green light. You know what time it is. No, you didn't. Idiot.
What time was it though?
It was time to give it everything you've got.
Is it time? Is that?
And he was ready to go. Oh.
Einstein could not even have thought of such incredible concept of lyrical.
Let me give you another one, right? What was it? The bigger they are, the harder they fall. This biggity boy is a diggity dog. There you go. Doesn't rhyme, but he said it anyway, like it did rhyme.
Pure artistry.
Legendary, I would go as far as to say.
Legendary. Absolutely, that's insane.
I love Pitbull. I'm one of my best friends. We once spent, and this isn't even a joke. It sounds like a joke, and it's not. We once spent 3 hours listening to Timber by Pitbull on loop, and then occasionally like listening to a remix of it, and we were just in tears the entire time. It's
hello, Louis.
What's your opinion on Timber by Pitbull?
I like to poke a spoon up my bum.
Okay, well, that's sure. Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
What's your secondary question?
What were you asking me about?
What's your favorite thing Einstein invented?
Einstein, the nuclear bomb.
Okay. All right. Okay. Time to stop.
See, I was torn between that and Einstein Overstreet.
Yeah.
Nuclear bomb.
Which, as we all know, was invented by Einstein.
It was. Okay.
The fuck happened there?
Although it's still ringing for me. Hold on. There we are.
Hello.
Mr. Worldwide has entered the room.
Oh, Mr. 305 himself. Hello.
Mr. 305.
Oh, what happened to Big Sea Dog?
Sea Dog's gone. I'm now the human embodiment of Pitbull.
That was a well good account. I like that account name.
I've decided I'm podcast version of Pitbull. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that I will be everywhere and I will be inexplicably
popular. Oh, he's so fucking shit.
How dare you, sir?
He is. He's just so shit. It's painful.
He is not, and you know it. Pitbull is a wonderful man, and he's very, very sweaty.
He is also.
I don't know if you've ever watched. There's a very specific performance of him doing Timber on I think it's the David Letterman show. And there's two things that are notable about it. The first one is that Kesha just didn't turn up, which is great.
What? She didn't turn up? She just wasn't there.
I like that that's a noteworthy thing. People not turning up to an event is a noteworthy fact about that event. That is my favourite bit about that.
But it is when it's like the song is Pitbull and Kesha, and then you get to the bit where Kesha is, and there's no Kesha.
There's just nobody there.
There's a recording of Kesha, and Pitbull is like stood just thrusting. It's great.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
Just thrusting. Just in midair, just wishing Kesha was there, just thrusting repeatedly. Thrusting as Mr. Worldwide.
Well, this is what I was going to say, because the other notable thing is that he doesn't seem fazed that Kesha isn't there. He just looks like he's having the time of his life, because he stood there wearing a suit, as he's wants to, because he is Mr. Worldwide. And he's just thrusting away, right, just by himself. He's got the weirdest moves on the planet. And his head is so sweaty. Like, it's beyond... It's a level of sweat that I didn't know was possible. And yet, here we are, living in that world, with Pitbull just sweating up a storm. Great performance. Go Google it.
He could bottle that sweat and sell it for like thousands of dollars.
Oh, like what's her name? That gamer woman.
Oh God.
God.
Who sold their gamer girl bathwater?
Yeah.
My favorite story. My favourite story to that about the guy who almost died drinking it.
Oh my God! Why these people?
Yeah.
I don't think that's real.
Someone almost died by drinking it.
Well, why would you drink someone's bathwater anyway?
I don't know, because he's weird and creepy.
Yeah.
He wanted Belle Delphine inside him.
I don't know. Part of me thinks it's bad. Part of me thinks if you're gonna be that weird and creepy, you kind of deserve to be exploited, really.
I mean, I don't.
I thought you were going to say you kind of deserve to die.
No, God, no.
That's where it was leading.
Like, I'm all about a bit of exploitation, but death,
I mean, it would have been good for the gene pool.
Jesus Christ!
Well. And on that note, hello and welcome to Sometimes Video Games. I'm Adam, your host today, and I'm with Charlie Walsh.
Hello, how are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
Good, man. I've pulled a muscle in my stomach while I slept last night, so I'm in a lot of pain, but apart from that, I'm good.
And Louis Birtwistle.
Why am I always introduced last? Bruv, did you hear what you said?
I just do it in alphabetical order.
Did you hear what you said before he started introducing?
I mean,
it would be good for the gene pool.
I don't know. I feel like I deserve top billing on this podcast.
Well, what's top billing? It's like, I think it's like main event. You're the main event. You come on last. You know what I mean? The supporting act comes on first. They don't come on after. You know?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. If you've been to a gig and then like you go to see a band and the band play and then after the band the support act comes on, that never happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd rather have that because then I could just fuck off.
All right, fair.
Not see the other shit.
So what you're saying is if Adam introduced you first, you would just leave the podcast as soon as you said hello.
I mean, I'd say a lot of incriminating things.
You do that anyway.
I'd say a lot of incriminating things first, then I would leave.
Okay.
Well, that's just an excuse to never introduce you first.
All right. So yeah, I didn't know what I was going to follow that up with.
No, I don't think anyone knows.
I never know what you're going to say at any given time, Louis. It's always a risk.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dice roll.
It is. It very much is.
So yeah, thank you. If you're just tuning in today onto the show, wonderful. Thank you very much. It will probably be a shorter show than last week's, 2 hours.
No promises.
No promises. Yeah, I mean it depends on how long this ends up. I want to try and keep it less than 2 hours.
I did enjoy the 2 hours of just talking about shit. I did actually enjoy it. It was fun.
It is a bit of fun, but I would like us to not have 2 hour episodes if we can help it. If it gets that long, fair dues sometimes. But
well, yeah, people will just be like half an hour in and be like, I'm not listening to that shit.
Listen to that shit anymore. We're about 10 minutes in, and Louis says something about like lowering the gene pool by killing off all the dumb people.
Just killing off the creep.
And then
just killing off all the creepy weirdos. I'm not saying that we should kill them. I'm just saying we should, allow natural selection to do it.
I mean, I'm not sure what that raises a deeper philosophical question, and I realize you've just said it's not going to go 2 hours, but I'm afraid it is now. That raises a deeper philosophical question, which is, if someone is going to die and you know it's going to happen and you watch it happen, are you partially responsible for the death?
No.
I mean, no. I mean, I'd try and help out loosely.
But
I'd make some vain attempt.
But then again, you're now also sort of an accessory to murder or to suicide, I guess, in this case.
Accessory if you don't stop it from happening.
Yeah.
I don't think you are anyway. I wouldn't say.
Listen,
so.
I'm not a lawyer. All I'm saying is I don't know.
I mean, I feel like you're advocating very hard for the rights of the creepy weirdos. So maybe you got something to hide there, Charlie.
Listen, I hide nothing from no one. I have never bought bathwater. I would go as far as to say I never bathe. So,
Lovely.
Can't die by bathwater if you never bathe, though, can you?
There we go. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but you could die of all the nasty shit that would grow on you.
Listen, what's life about a bit of fungus? You know what I mean? We eat it like mushrooms and that. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's what he survives off. Well, you said he had a vegetable stir fry today. How many mushrooms do you think were in that stir fry?
Mate. Where do you think I got them from? I ain't rich. I can't be buying mushrooms off of the shelf.
You're buying mushrooms, Jesus! What did you take us for?
Well, you know what, Charlie? You do live in London, so
it's actually expensive, isn't it?
I feel everyone in that
mushrooms
city
cost like the same as a house up here.
100% of people are poverty-stricken.
Although
that is a fact.
Although, okay, I want to raise this point. Like, meal deals, like a sandwich meal deal that you would get in any fine establishment, right?
That costs £5 in London.
Well, this is what I was gonna mention, right? Meal deal. Like, I took a trip recently on the choo-choo train, okay, and I went to the Sainsbury's at Paddington train station, and the meal deal was £3. Good, fine. That's what I expect from a meal deal, right? £3.
Yeah, I would expect
logical.
£3, £3.50. One of those.
But then when I got to the other end of my choo-choo train experience, and I went into the supermarket in the station that was outside of London, the meal deal cost £4. What's this about? I thought.
That's treading on sacred ground.
That's disgraceful, in my opinion, and I wanted to bring it up because I feel like this is the perfect platform to start some sort of riot.
The meal deal revolution.
Yeah. I feel like if you're paying any more than £3, then to be honest, it's not a meal deal anymore.
It's not even a deal. It's definitely not a deal. It's just a meal rip-off.
It's just a transaction of money that's not enough, in my opinion.
You're just paying if you're paying over £3, like a penny over £3.
Could you imagine if it then cost
what sandwich are you getting? What sandwich are you getting?
What in general or in that one specifically? That's the thing.
Just in your meal deal, what sandwich are you getting? What sandwich? What's your go-to?
Where are we talking about? This is the thing. Like, what's place are you getting a meal deal from? Because it depends on different supermarkets.
We'll go back. We'll go back to the Sainsbury's.
Well, here's the thing, Sainsbury's. Right?
Yeah, go on, Sainsbury's. Then.
I'd go for these. These are my two options. I'm either going for just the straight bacon one because I think that's actually quite nice. It's better than it should be, if I'm being honest. Or the chicken and sweet corn.
Okay.
That's Sainsbury's specifically.
And then what's your drink and snack?
Usually packet crisp. I like getting kettle chips as the crisp because I feel like I'm getting more for my money. Because it's a fancy crisp.
Because they feel a bit more like an upmarket crisp.
Yeah. Like if I'm getting so you get the salt and vinegar kettle chips, I feel fancy. If I'm getting just a Walker's salt and vinegar, I feel like I could be doing that anytime.
You feel like a cheap whore.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't word it like that, but yes. Yeah, exactly. And then
what's your drink?
And then it depends. It flips between Pepsi Max, an Oasis, like a citrus Oasis, or if I'm feeling mad healthy, I'll just go for a Tropicana orange. Here's the thing: I enjoy it. I enjoy a straight normal Coke, but they're not included in the meal deal everywhere anymore because of the sugar tax. In some places they are, but in some places they're not.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah.
Do you get ham and mustard sandwiches down there in your local Sainsbury's?
Not that I've ever seen.
Oh, that's a shame. Because they do them near where I live, and I really like them. I like me a good ham and mustard.
Fair enough.
I don't enjoy mustard in general. I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy it in the sandwich. I'd certainly give it a try, but I'm not.
The South's weird. They frown at the idea of gravy on chips, and they have no idea they have no concept of what suet pastry is.
To be fair, I don't actually know what suet pastry is. I know what suet is, and I know what pastry is, but what the fuck's suet
pastry? It's like a sort of a soft pastry. Like, have you ever had a steak pudding?
Oh, yeah.
The stuff on that's suet pastry.
Well, it was just like an upside down pie.
Yeah. But it's just what the casing's made out of. It's like a pastry made with suet.
Would the ingredients of the innards of the pie not fall out if it was upside down?
Well, no, it's got a top on it.
It's got a lid.
But is the lid that structurally sounds to hold the if I've got let's say I've got in my head I'm thinking,
Charlie,
imagine like a steak and kidney pie, right? And you turn it upside down. I'm not sure the lid's holding that.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Have you got access to a computer right now?
Yeah. I'm on one.
Google what a steak pudding looks like.
What steak pudding? Hang on. Pudding looks like. I spelled it wrong, but let's ignore that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's not a shape I was expecting. It looks like a Christmas pudding in a way.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. That would have been a better description, probably.
Is this all right? Question: Is this served as a main or as a pudding?
Oh, it's a main.
It's not a dessert.
No, it's basically another version of like a steak pie or whatever, but it's just like it's encased in like suet pastry instead of like a pie crust, and it's really nice.
It looks really.
But I remember on my last trip down to London, I asked for a steak pudding because it's like my go-to thing when I go to a chip shop, and she looked at me and then just pretended that I didn't even say anything. Then just proceeded to ask me again what I wanted, and I was like, steak pudding, and she was like, we don't really do desserts. No, steak pudding.
We don't do desserts.
Yeah,
she's there thinking like you're having some sort of ice cream steak. Like,
yeah, I think that's what she must have thought, because it's like she was just freaking out.
Oh, no.
It's like she was just freaking out, like she just didn't know what I wanted.
Yeah, you got to remember is we don't do.
Can I have steak pudding, chips, and gravy, and she's sat
I'm
there
like, how are you people? How have you people
want ice
never
cream and gravy?
Heard of the concept? Oh, chips and gravy are like a 1-2 combo. I love it.
We don't do puddings in London. We don't have the money for it. We can afford the main course, and that's it. If you're getting a pudding, you're living the highest life possible, and that's not something most of us do.
Mate, I went down to London. It was like a few months ago. I went down to London for this student radio association thing, and I got KFC for lunch. And I tend to when I go to KFC, I get like a gravy with it for my chips and stuff. Now gravy in KFC is fucking good.
It's weird. It's like it's not the gravy that we know. It's
not the gravy different. One knows and loves. It's a different gravy.
Yeah, it's
but this gravy that I got from KFC, it was fucking chicken flavored water. It weren't like proper gravy. It was not like proper gravy. It was chicken flavored fucking water, and I was like, "What is this shit?" Like, I could with KFC gravy, right? You could tip it sideways, and none of the gravy had come out. With this gravy, you'd like sloosh it around. Oh, it's horrible.
Have you ever heard of the chip test with KFC gravy? Test? Because KFC gravy, when it's made, it's very inconsistent. Sometimes it's really thick and lovely, and sometimes it's just watery and horrible. So I've heard of this test, and I do it every time I get gravy from KFC. And it's like, if you can put a chip in it, and it just stands upright, then you've got a good, batch.
I see what you're talking about.
But if it just like falls to the side, then it's watery and shit.
Well, you might as well just get your money back. Like, fuck this. What's this shit? I'm not paying £1 for this shit.
It's not stodgy enough.
Okay, I'm not paying £1 for a gravy I can drink.
Yeah. That's it. You want it to be so solid you might be able to like slice it with a knife.
I see people do that, you know.
Oh no!
I see people like I remember I was at the Blackburn KFC going through drive-through with my mother, and then there was this guy just stood out like with his kid just leant on his car just eating this KFC. No, it was a weird sight. It was just this man leaning on his car eating KFC. Weird, he was quite a large man as well. And I remember after he finished his KFC, he just got the gravy that I just left on top of his car and then just started necking it. And I was like, ugh.
It's just wrong.
That's so gross.
Were you there for the banana flavored gravy incident?
Oh no! Really? Is that one of the times that I missed when you used to hang out?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, we used to hang in. So we used to hang out in this place in Blackburn that was called the Bat Cave. It's now no longer called Bat Cave. It's something else. But there was one time where we went. It's in the town centre. There's a lot of like chicken shops and shit nearby. So we went to one chicken shop because our local chicken shop had just closed down, unfortunately.
Oh,
so we went to a different
chicken shop. Which one was it?
We went to Dixie.
Dixie's closed down?
I don't fucking know. It's not open.
You never know with these takeaways. Sometimes they just got it on an extended break.
Yeah. But so we went to a different place and we got some chicken from there. And we got gravy with the chicken because you do. And we took it back, and my mate Sam was eating he had a bit of gravy, I think it was Sam or Lee were eating the chicken. They had some chips, and they were dipping the chip in the gravy. Had a bit of the chip, and they were like, "What the fuck? Why does this gravy taste like bananas?" And I was like, "What do you mean? It possibly tastes like bananas?" So I had a little bit on a chip, and was like, "Oh my god, that's fucking ridiculous! That tastes like bananas. What is going on?" And so Ryan, it was also there. He was like, "Oh, sure, it's not that bad." He was like, "All right, we'll bet you 20p if you neck this banana gravy."
Oh, 20p.
20
high stake.
20p.
Fucking hell.
He was like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do it then."
He'll do
So
it.
we gave him 20p.
How skid is he? Is he homeless?
Yeah. I thought he might have been at the time. So we gave him 20p. And he next this banana flavored gravy, and we were like, "Oh, don't do that. We'll just give you 20p. Don't fucking do that." He was like, "No, I'll do it. I'll do it." Just proper downed it. I'm like, "Man, don't do that." Oh, banana gravy. It's not good. It's not good for you. I'll tell you.
It's not something I would want. You know, like
it's not.
Individually, I like both of those things. Together, no, thank you.
Yeah, we never went back to that chicken place.
Like, yeah, I can imagine. Like that sounds
like that's the place with the fucking banana gravy. We can.
I mean, that just sounds like cross contamination from hell.
Yeah, I assume they had like a banana milkshake or something at one point, and it just got in the
and it
gravy.
Just comes out of the same machine that the gravy does.
I guess we'll just sell this banana gravy. They must have known because it stank of bananas as well.
Like, what the fuck I don't. Yeah, you know, actually, I don't want to know. I'll change my mind.
Go on.
How did it get to? What have you done wrong here? There, like something's clearly gone wrong in the production process. Like, so I don't like what?
Yes, this is what I was saying.
I don't actually want to know, because it's one of those things where it's like, you know, sometimes you go into a chicken shop and you're sort of just taking life into your own hands, really. Like you might come out of it with a grand old time. You might come out of it with like E. coli. You don't actually know. And so like, I feel like in that sense, it's one of those stories that makes you think twice. You know what I mean?
You're never rolling on banana gravy, are you? You never like, "Oh, I could potentially get banana gravy from this place." And now we're like, "What?"
Oh, we've spent the first. Sorry, we've spent the first. I was
going to say there is a chicken place near me now that microwaves its chicken.
That's horrid.
Dire. I was like in there. I was getting some food. And someone ordered like fried chicken and stuff. I was like, "Oh, okay, fried chicken, cool." And then I saw that the microwave went on, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then the microwave pinged, and the guy's fucking fried chicken was ready. And I was like, "Hold on a minute, have they microwaved that fried chicken?" And then I've checked it a few more times. I've been in there, and like just checked out what they were doing with it before I was absolutely certain. And they were fucking microwaving the fried chicken.
Surely, if you're microwaving it, it's no longer fried. Is one of the prerequisites to a chicken being fried the frying process?
I would imagine.
It was at one point in its life. It was at one point in its life fried. I imagine.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. Yeah, I'm guessing what they did is they fry loads of chicken in a batch, and then they leave it to the side, and then they just microwave it later, which is even worse.
Can you not afford? Like, seriously, if the health inspectors came around with the little laser thermometer, they would get fucking just slammed into the ground.
And yeah, they should do, because it's fucking outrageous. I can't believe that ever happened.
I love the amount of shit that food places can get away with.
Well,
I just love
like, there's a chicken shop near me, right, that was it didn't have a food standards agency rating. Like, it just never had one, like until very recently. Until very recently, when it shut down. Like, so I suspect what happened is it either had one and wasn't displaying it, or just never had one, and then they rocked up one day and went, "Oh, this shouldn't be open."
This is a 0. This is a solid 0.
Because I was in there with two of my friends, one of whom lives in Hertfordshire, so he's a bit more less likely to take life into his own hands for cheap food, let's say. And
right, yeah.
like me and my other friend were ordering, and he like tapped me on the shoulder. He was like standing behind me, like, Charlie, and I was like, bruv, I'm trying to order food, and he went, "There's no food standards agency rating displayed." And I turned around to him and I went, "Look, you might die, but the food is so cheap that it's worth the risk."
Mate, that is never a thing I've heard anyone genuinely be concerned of. I'm never gonna, mate. There's no food safety hygiene standard authority symbol on the window. No one's ever said that.
And then lo and behold, the place shuts down. So maybe he was right.
I mean,
yeah, maybe he was.
You've not met people from the north. Well, at least he's not, because to be frank, we don't care. We really don't care.
To be fair, like sometimes the lower down the rating on the scale it is, the better the food.
Genuinely, it's usually is better food.
But this is what I'm saying about that place, right? This is why I used to go there a lot. Is one of the meal deals they had? Speaking of meal deals, was like it was like £8, and you got a 15-inch pizza with 4 toppings, 2-litre bottle of drink, and then either 8 wings or potato wedges.
The fuck?
That was £8.
£8 quid.
It was, and honestly, like, I'm sure it was like baked with soap or some shit, but it was good. It was good.
It's fucking outrageous. £8, man.
I've had something similar to that. Like, I've had a pizza that has tasted like cleaning products, and I'm like, had they just wiped the surfaces before they made this pizza?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I'm like, because this is foul. Maybe, yeah.
But
I remember one of my mates telling me about pizzas from up near where he was, and he could get two 12 inches for £5. And I was like, "You fucking what?"
2 12 inches for £5, and then Charlie struggles to get one for like £8,
mate.
Well, he's getting 15 inches and wings and a 2-litre bottle of drink for £8.
Okay, that's actually all right. That's actually pretty good.
This is what I'm saying. It's a good price for what you're getting, but you're definitely gonna die. Like I had food poisoning once, and it was the day after I had that, and I'm 100% certain it was that. But I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I still went back, but you know.
I've never actually had food poisoning from like from like a takeaway. I have had food poisoning from like a McDonald's.
Have you?
Really?
Yeah, you'd think that was weird, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, it was from a big tasty. It was a bit interesting. Like it was, by the time I had it and by the time I ate it, it had already kind of gone a bit cold.
Oh.
And
see, I didn't think there was actually any food in McDonald's though.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
It is edible. It is edible mush.
Yeah, but a lot of it, I don't know if being edible is a prerequisite for being food. You know what I mean? A lot of things are edible, but that doesn't mean it's food.
Yeah, I suppose drugs aren't food.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking more like, I don't know. I was thinking more like apple cores and shit, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh, dude, I've eaten apple cores. I've eaten everything on an apple once.
It's wrong.
What do you mean everything on an apple? You mean the stalk as well?
I ate everything on an apple.
The little sticker on the side.
The sticker as well. Yeah.
Okay, not the sticker. Not the sticker. I didn't eat no sticker.
You managed to take the sticker off.
Yes, I did take the sticker off.
But he did it like with his teeth. It was like weird.
Yeah, I did actually take it off with my teeth.
And then it slips down his esophagus. He was like, sticker.
God, that might kill me.
That's a question. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Weirdest thing I've ever eaten?
On purpose.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I've accidentally eaten weird shit accidentally. Like I once ate some butter on like some crumpets and it tasted horrible. Then I looked at the butter I used; it had like green shit growing on it.
Okay.
Oh, bro!
I was at university.
Not an excuse. You were in a learning place. You should be smart enough not to have done that.
This is fair.
Look,
I agree.
I was pretty hungover, to be fair.
Yeah, I still don't. I'm still not accepting this. That's disgusting, bro.
It's not great. I don't know. I must probably use the fucking banana gravy thing because that was fucking weird. But like, I haven't eaten many weird shit. What about
I
you,
don't know,
Charlie?
you know. I think I've eaten quite normally. I would go as far as to say boringly, if I'm being honest. Like I feel like I'm up for eating something weird, but I just never have. I don't know. I'm trying to think like what is weird.
You also had like fucking crickets and shit.
Yeah, see, I would eat that, but I never have. But then again, where the hell are you
like
buying
bacon flavored crickets? But I was like, it just tastes like Watsits, but with innards. Which is a bit weird, admittedly, but at the same time, it also just tastes of like frazzles.
I think the weirdest thing I've ever eaten is squid, and squid's not really that weird. It's really nice, but it's not that weird.
Yeah, it's not super weird.
No, I had it in a Chinese place. It was they made them like they were done like onion rings. It was great.
Well, like calamari, yeah, calamari's like really normal.
Because I went there. I went to like a Chinese place with a couple of my friends who like would frequent there, so actually knew what the hell was going on. Whereas I like very rarely eat Chinese. Like if I order Chinese, I'm getting like vegetarian spring rolls, sesame prawn toast, and like that's about it. Like I don't really get a lot of things.
What are you getting the veggie spring rolls, man? You get the duck ones?
Vegetable spring. I actually prefer vegetable spring rolls. I think they're genuinely nice.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I actually think there's something deeply wrong with us. We've spent half an hour just talking about food.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Dude, it's
sometimes video games. It's in the title.
We've not even mentioned what we've played. Yeah.
Sometimes.
So? Yeah, sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't.
Sometimes fucking never.
Listen, you know what you're getting. You're getting probably half an hour on Einstein, Pitbull, and food, and then you'll get 20 minutes of like, oh yeah, flipping Skyrim's good at it, and then we'll be back to some other nonsense, bro. It's just
oh yeah, because that's the game I play.
Have you?
To be fair, Louis, have you played Skyrim this week?
No.
I don't believe you.
Because you said you were going to after the last episode of this.
I did, and I actually didn't because
so there we go.
I was doing
so would you rather speak about food for half an hour, or would you rather lie? Because that's what you did last week. You lied. You're a liar. You've deceived everyone with your lies.
I can talk about Skyrim. I've done everything. I've done everything in that game at least 3 times.
Talk about Skyrim.
It's a great brag, isn't it? I can talk about Skyrim. I can talk about food, but you know, we can move on.
Oh no, we have to be a video game podcast and talk about video games.
Oh, dude,
how dare we?
I've been playing fucking a game.
All right, before we do that, I just want to make one demand of Adam before we talk about it. Adam, can you just move our category of podcast to food, please? I don't want to be in hobbies or anything like that. I want to be in food. Thank you. Go on, Louis, carry on.
Yeah, we changed the title of the entire podcast now to sometimes.
No, it's called Usually Food.
usually
food.
The Usually Food podcast,
where we usually talk about food. Anyway, sorry, go on, Louis.
Where we usually talk about food.
I was going to talk about a game that's been around for a while now, but that I played as a follow-up because I played South Park Stick of Truth for the first time about a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
And a lovely friend of mine, she let me borrow a copy of South Park The Fractured Butthole. Oh. And I've been playing that, and I've not finished it because I've been doing some work and stuff as well.
That sounds like the sort of thing someone who wasn't doing work would say. I've been doing some work.
If sorting cards counts as work, then I was doing a lot of that.
Fair enough. All right. Fair play.
It definitely is work, yeah.
Dude, you should see the piles they've got. It's painful. It's actually painful.
I don't need to see your piles, Louis. Louis, I do not need to see your piles.
Oh, they're fucking massive. Oh, God.
That's genuinely the worst thing you've ever said. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, Louis, your piles are massive.
So, what I found about in South Park Stick of Truth is that it seems in some places it's trying to be a bit too edgy. I mean,
no, I felt that with the first one. The Stick of Truth. I felt that really badly with the first one because there's like parts of it where that's a censor this for European viewers. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was shit. That was shit.
But then I've also seen the bits that I've seen them being uncensored, and they're not actually as funny as the censored bits. Like that, it's censored. They have a little like joke and a crying koala or something.
Oh no, it's the it's a face palming Michelangelo's David, because obviously you're being Europe and that.
Oh yeah. I think Australia got the crying koala. We got a face palm and Michelangelo's David. But either way, like the little notes on it, I found funnier than the actual content that they were censoring. I think it was on like the abortion mini game thing where you were aborting aliens or something.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, okay, good, yeah, that's fine.
The abortion mini game.
Yeah, I'd remember that. Yeah, there was an abortion mini game in Stick of Truth, and I was like, oh, well done. It did happen twice.
It happened with because you got to do it with the bomb as well.
Yeah.
But thing is, when you're at the bomb scene, it had to tutorialize how to play the game then for the European players, because obviously it tutorialized the game when you were doing it on some dude's balls. And then it's like you had to do it to like a bomb that's placed in Mr. Slave's asshole.
There's a bit where you do the Lemmy-Winks as well, which I found insanely funny, because the Lemmy-Winks song is playing all the way through it, where you travel through Mr. Slave's ass.
Yeah, I love it.
I love Lemmy-Winks. Lemmy-Winks, Lemmy-Winks, Lemmy-Winks.
I don't know the reference, but it just reminds
me. I love it, like because you'd smack that like the walls of white stuff, and then one of the characters goes, "Oh, it smells like bleach in here."
It reminded me of the Man in Gauze.
The Man in Gauze. The Man in Gauze.
I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't know. Is what I'm saying. But the Man in Gauze.
It's not quite the same. It's in South Park. There's an episode where a hamster is it a guinea pig gets trapped up Mr. Slave's ass and has to make its journey from the anus all the way up to Mr. Slave's mouth to get out.
That sounds about right.
And there's a little song that plays as Lemmy-Winks travels through Mr. Slave, and it's like, "Journey onward, Lemmy-Winks, through the gay man's ass."
Okay, fair enough.
Like, that's what
does Lemmy-Winks does Lemmy-Winks die in there?
No, Lemmy-Winks gets out.
Hey, that's nice.
He gets out. He escapes. Lemmy-Winks and the Sparrow Prince.
Also reminds me of the what do you call it?
Frog thing.
What's the Mighty Boosh one? Born through your mind, free tummy for your anus. Eels. That one.
Eels. Yeah. Eels.
Eels up inside you, finding an entrance where they can.
That's the one.
Yeah. Find an entrance where they can. It's good, that one.
Good one.
But yeah, I was saying.
Did you see Elsie, boy?
Did she dance with her?
No. Yeah, you did.
We all did.
We all did. Oh, Boosh.
Sorry, carry on.
Oh yeah, South Park.
So yeah, and so I was going to say some of the jokes in the Fractured Butthole. I do think they are quite good. I do think it's funnier than the first game, but I also think there are just some stuff where it's like trying a bit too hard to be funny. Like I remember the weird little boss fight or whatever with the two priests who are trying to give you a diddling.
Yeah. They are trying to give you a diddling.
And obviously one of them as an attack pulls anal beads out with a cross on the end of them and then starts flagellating himself with them.
It's a wonderful game. It's a wonderful game, guys. I don't know. I found Fractured Butthole to be funnier than Stick of Truth, but I didn't think it was trying as hard as Stick of Truth was sometimes.
No,
either.
I agree.
Overall a better game.
I think it is better. I think it is funnier.
Yeah, definitely. I can see. I think there are better like standalone jokes as well. Like there's one I remember. I don't know how far you are in, where you go to a police station, and he's like, no, you thought we only had black guys prisoner in here. Well, there is one white guy, and then he opens the gate, and it's Jared from the Subway commercials, who was done for being a paedophile.
Fuck's sake.
And he comes out to his little theme song. He's like, "He's still looking good, Jared."
Dude.
And the guy's like, I think you'll understand why I don't want to sit around and watch this. Then he wanders off with a cat in his arms like a Bond villain, while he sicks Jared to go fondle all the South Park children.
Really I remember... because what I like about the jokes in there, like, oh, they'll arrest this guy for being a drug lord, and it's just basically just arresting a random black dude. And it's really funny. It's twice as well. It's like we found the kingpin, everyone. It's this guy, and it's Token Black's dad, who's obviously just a rich guy who just lives in a nice house, who just happens to be black, and he gets arrested for basically being. For the crime of being black.
So, was it just South Park that you've been playing, or?
Pretty much. I played. Well, me and my friend tried to play some Halo 4. It was
tried to.
Yeah, it was painful. The game's so bad. Like the game's very bad, and a mate of his who was also joining us. Kept joking to me about how good a game Halo 4 is, and how like it's so much better than like Halo 1, 2, 3 and Reach. It's just like,
was he joking?
Yeah, he was joking, but he made it sound. He tried to his hardest to make it sound like he was being serious, and it was like. And I remember he got to a point. It's like I said to him, "Mate, I'll fucking kill you." I'll come all the way over to Michigan and fucking shove your controller down your throat. It might have been, but I was getting stressed out with just how shit that game is. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Why is it so bad, Louis? Explain to us why.
The design philosophy is awful. The controls are all weird and wonky and different. And you can't change it to how the old layouts were in other Halo games that other people would be used to.
What's different about the controls?
Its soundtrack's bad. Its enemies are not... Well, they're not difficult, just annoying.
In what way are they annoying?
As in, there's like there's an enemy called the Promethean Knight or whatever, who doesn't feel like he does that much damage, even in like higher difficulties. Well, he probably does a bit on legendary, but the point is that they take an age to kill. And they're actually quite annoying to kill, and when you do kill them, they can get basically revived again by like these flying things that are also painfully annoying to kill because they're just flying about the place and being hard to shoot. So you get into a fight with them and it's like, this is just going to be annoying and long.
Fair enough.
And the combat just gets drawn out. The story's all rubbish and just written haphazardly in a rush just because Microsoft wants to make more money from the cash cow that is Halo.
It is a big... It's a big thing for them now, isn't it? But I don't know whether they... Are you excited about the new Halo? The one that's coming out Infinite?
I'm not fuck. No.
No?
343 are yet to develop a game that I consider to be good.
Did 343... 343 was like created to make Halos, right?
Yeah, it was created to make Halo because it was named after 343 Guilty Spark.
And that's a Halo thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing in that's the thing in Halo.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Oh, Charlie, this is just reminding me of the times when we used to do E3, and we used to just sit there through all the Microsoft conferences, just like, is this a Halo thing? Is this a car?
This looks like it could be a car-based one. So it's either Horizon or it's just normal Forza. Which one? Don't know. Don't know the context. It's a car, though.
Hello. Don't really care. It looks pretty. Oh, look, football's on. shooting gun.
They had Pele on for a minute that one year.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. I remember when we watched that.
That was great. At what time? That was
we were just sat there like, is Pele still fucking on? And you're like, yeah.
Everyone. I remember it going on, and then I was checking Twitter, and everyone was just like, why is Pele still talking? Like, even like...
That was about an hour later.
Yeah, because I remember... Because you were like... Because I like football, and you were like, Charlie, as someone who likes football, are you enjoying this? I'm like, no. Someone stop Pele. Like, he's one of the greatest football players of all time, but someone please stop him.
It's like, yeah, but people like it when, like, Keanu Reeves goes on stage.
Yeah, but he's only up
there. Because he doesn't spend an hour chatting shit about
he's
nothing.
Up there for, like, 2 minutes. He, like, shouts at someone that he loves them, and then he goes again. Great, hype. That's all we need. I don't need Pele for, like, 40 minutes.
No, you're breathtaking.
Pele literally came on with a fucking chair, sat down, and started speaking at people for 40 minutes. It's like, what are you doing?
He was just filleting his own ego.
Was that the same? Because that was an EA conference. Was that the same one where they had the Peggle 2 announcement?
Oh, I think so.
The Peggle 2 the one? It's like the exact opposite of that. With Pele, he walked out slowly, sat on a chair, and spoke for like an hour. The guy just walked out, shouted the words Peggle 2, and then walked back out again. That's all we need. Just give me that. That's all I need.
What was the one? Was he the one that... Sorry, was Pele on the one that we watched live together?
No, I don't think so.
Because I still remember the E3 we watched live together, and I still remember Microsoft's conference that year because it was abysmally bad, like really bad. Because they showed us...
They're never usually that good.
They showed us the same Battlefield 1 trailer 3 times. It's a game that's not even an Xbox exclusive.
No.
And they showed us the trailer for it 3 times.
It just kept coming up, and then like
it was the same trailer,
and
it was the same trailer,
and it was like, or the EA one was before or after, and I just remember seeing it again and being like, no, I don't want to see the bird fly to the tank again. I'm fine. I don't need this. It was bad. I think that was also the same EA one where. Do you remember when they were talking about The Sims and there was just one woman losing her mind in the crowd? Like they were like The Sims, and you just heard like, yeah. It's just like, what? Oh, she's hyped about The Sims, which is fair enough.
I mean, Sims are good and all that, but I mean, it's just going to be the same formula with just current day shit added into it, like microtransactions and other nasty shit.
Yeah, but that's like the same. You could say that about a lot of things, to be fair. Yeah,
you could. I mean,
I don't disagree, but
I feel like with other games, at least the environments are different. Whether it's basically the same concept of the same core gameplay, there's always like something different. Whether it's the environment, and I feel like this in The Sims, for the most part, it's always the same. I think what defines a good Sims game is probably how intuitive the controls are at this point. But I could be wrong.
See, if you were to ask me what I've been playing this week, it would be The Sims 4.
Yeah, could you imagine? Could you imagine that's me asking you what you've been playing? Like, I care.
Adam, what's your top 3 favourite meat pies?
Favorite what pies?
Meat pies. Top 3.
Meat pies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question, man. That's better than what I've been playing. I don't know, man. I really like a chicken and mushroom.
Okay.
No. I like a chicken and asparagus.
That's a game changer. I didn't know that was good. I haven't had it.
Chicken and asparagus. Okay. There's a sick little like venison pie.
Okay.
Before it was awesome, and a pork and chili jam pie.
Oh, that's I wasn't expecting that. Fair play. All right. Carry on with the Sims.
Ooh.
I'm good. I'm saying my food.
You weren't going to ask me about what my favourite meat pie was.
No, you complained about the food. I'm not interested anymore, Louis.
No, why? I had an answer.
Not interested. Sims 4. Let's talk about it.
Sims 4. I haven't been playing that much. I just played a bit of it. Okay. I made a person.
Fucking.
I did some tutorials. Okay. It was fun.
Fucking snubs.
Is it what did you play on? PS4?
Yeah, it's free on PS4 this month.
Yeah, it's PlayStation Plus, isn't it? Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, PlayStation Plus, which I just got PlayStation Plus because I think I did mention it at the start of this thing. That I've got a new PS Plus. I got PS Plus and a headset to play Monster Hunter with friends eventually. So yeah, I got Sims 4 downloaded because I was like, you know what, I'll give it a go. I haven't played Sims for ages. Not since the PS2.
Oh, the herbs.
I was going to mention the herbs. That was a big one for me. I actually played that a lot as a kid.
The herbs.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely. Like it was different. Like as far as Sims games go, that one was actually different. Like very different.
I always felt like the PS2 ones were very different. Like they were called like the same thing. Like you get The Sims 2 on PS2. But there'd be like objectives, and there'd be like a house that's already. It was like they always. Felt
you didn't build a house. You didn't like. It was like it was already there. Like, but you just interacted. You just interacted with the environments of like all the different areas, and just kind of.
I mean,
that was
because I was having this conversation with someone the other day about what like ports used to be like back in the day. Because now, if you get a game on. Say a game on 360, Xbox One, and PC will all be the same game. They will look basically the same. There might be a little downgrade, like graphically here and there, but it looks virtually the same. Whereas, like back on PS2, like you could get a game on PS1, PS2, and PC, and they'd be 3 completely different games. And it's like Sims was a really good example of that, where it could not have been more different if they tried.
Because that's the one I played, basically the one that was really fucking different for the PS2. I never played any of them before or after that. I just never bothered. Yeah. I don't know why. It just wasn't really. I don't know. I don't even know if it is my thing. Like I was kind of bored of The Sims after a few hours, to be honest. Even when playing it now, this coming from someone who's super hype about Animal Crossing, I was bored of The Sims.
Yeah, I mean, like the console versions of The Sims, I thought were never very good. PC ones,
it controls really awkwardly as well, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean the PC ones I was really into. Like I used to play when Sims 1 came out. I used to play it every morning before going to school. I used to wake up early specifically to play it. I did the same Sims 2 as well. But after that, I sort of dropped off. I haven't played anything post Sims 2.
No. As far as I can tell from like my few hours playing The Sims 4. I don't think anything much has changed. Like, graphically, obviously, it looks a lot better. But I don't know if anything much has actually changed in that game.
Yeah, I remember there was a big sort of,
Scary.
I don't want to say fury, but there was a big sort of thing about Sims 3 not being, was it Sims 3 or 4? One of them not being what people wanted, basically. And it was announced at an E3 thing, and it was around the same time as SimCity came out.
Oh, God. I remember shit about SimCity.
Yeah.
Do you know what would change The Sims? Like, let's say they would release The Sims 5 or whatever. Do you know what I think would be a game changer for them?
What's this?
Is if they uncensored the fucking. Mate, think about it though. It'll be mad.
Would it be mad?
Yeah. It would be great. It'd be fantastic. Get a lot more entertainment out of my afternoon. You're right, Charlie.
He's clearly not.
Just the way you said it. The way you like, I was expecting a word after it, but no, you just left it at fucking. That's what would make Sims out of all the things you've played The Sims, and the one thing that you were like, do you know what would make this game better? That's your one criticism.
No, it wouldn't make it better. It would just make it phenomenal.
Jesus Christ. You know when I said I'm never quite certain what you're going to say? This is what I'm talking about.
Oh God, I must have like Tourette's syndrome or something.
Sims 4. I did see it on PS Plus, but I never actually touched it. I
just felt like downloading.
Yeah, I am interested in it, but we'll see.
Did you see the new PS Plus games for next month?
Not.
So I saw that recently. I think it was just shown today. The 2 games on PS Plus that you get for free are Shadow of the Colossus, the remake, and Sonic Forces.
Oh.
The 2 different ooh.
I mean, the same word, but 2 entirely different meanings.
Yeah.
So Forces, you'll have to remind me. Was that 2D or 3D?
That's 3D.
I remember it being around the same sort of time as Boom-ish. Maybe
it's the same time as Mania. It's the same year as Mania.
Right, okay.
It's the one where you make your own OC Sonic character.
What was the one?
I'll change my mind. I'm back into territory now.
What is the really shitty Sonic game? But it was like Sonic was a werewolf thing?
Sonic Unleashed.
That's it. Sonic Unleashed. That game was bad.
That was great. It was like they saw God of War and went, what if we made Sonic God of War? And it was Sonic Unleashed. The thing is about Sonic Unleashed is like the 2D levels. This is the thing everyone says. The 2D levels are actually quite good. It's
like I played the demo, and then the first level they give you on the demo, I was like, you know what, this could be all right. And then they give you a nighttime level, and you're like, oh no.
yeah. I did the exact same thing.
Oh dear. Anyway, Charlie, what have you been playing this week?
What have I been playing? So after we spoke about 3D platformers last week, I went back and played Crash and Spyro for a bit because it sort of kicked the nostalgia thing in my head off. So I was like, do you know what? I could play that for a bit. And I enjoyed it. And then I bought Fire Pro Wrestling World on the PS4, which is in the pantheon of wrestling games. You have WWE and nothing else because WWE is a massive monolith, right?
WWE also is broken as fuck, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, with WWE games, you can make some hideous monstrosities when it comes to like making your own wrestlers, and that is all you need in a wrestling
I would
game.
say they're not even like the thing is that not only are they broken as all hell, but they're not even very good. They're like sort of below average fighting games is what I would describe them as. Like I wouldn't even really like they're in a wrestling setting, but you're not really doing any sort of wrestling. It's just sort of like if you're going to play a fighting game, just play something better than that. It's just not worth it.
I think a below average fighting game is actually just a compliment to wrestling games. Like a below average fighting game would be something like Dragon Ball Z Budokai or something, one of those 3D fighters that aren't very good, but you kind of like get along with. But
like Budokai Tenkaichi.
Yeah, like those things.
I actually really like that one.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say they're good fighting games, but they're kind of all right, you know.
Yeah, I don't think wrestling games are any like at a time they were like if you go back to like we're talking about PS2 again, like the PS2 ones, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. For example, SmackDown, like those games were really good because they sort of understood what they were trying to do and they went really stupid with it. Like you could just get on a motorbike, ride it, grab someone and start dragging them about the place while you're on a motorbike. It's like great. You can do like a backflip onto someone lying off the floor, but off of a helicopter that is in the sky. Like this is good. I'm enjoying this.
I remember when like The Simpsons spent like 5 years in the early 2000s just copying other popular games.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That's just reminded me. I mean, they were all right. Don't get me wrong. Like, obviously,
Simpsons Wrestling wasn't.
No, yeah, I was going to mention that one in particular. Simpsons wrestling was quite bad.
Yeah, and Simpsons skateboarding.
But the Simpsons skateboarding was also really bad.
But then you had obviously, I think Road Rage was good, and
Road Rage. Well, it was obviously a copy, just a clone of Crazy Taxi.
So was Hit and Run, which was good as well.
Well, Hit and Run
was like a GTA
it was like a subpar GTA knockoff, but that one was actually really good. I don't know what they changed in the formula for that one, but it just felt like it had enough original content just to stand on its own and not be really sort of recognised as just being a rip-off of GTA.
If you go back and play them, the worlds are they're a lot smaller than you remember and a lot more simple than you remember. They're essentially just a ring of roads, but you have 3 different ones. As you start to get bored and start to really not bored, but as you start to really know a level, they take you to a different part of Springfield and you can explore a whole new section with a whole new character, whole new cars, whole new people to talk to. And it's almost like they saw the limitations of what they had and they just worked really well within them.
Yeah. Well, they made because they basically made 3 different sandboxes for the game and they just sort of reused them.
And it's also just a dumb story, but it's a good Simpsons story, and the writing is good Simpsons writing as well. It's not back in the day, I loved it to pieces. And now I'm not calling it a masterpiece or anything like that, but you still have a very good time playing it. And
you have a fond memory of it, and not in the way where you'd have a fond memory of some games that are just actually awful. But they were all right games, and they were fun.
The 3D platforming is fine, and the driving is actually genuinely good, and the cars control differently, and there's so many good references to the Simpsons in there. It's basically what you want from a Simpsons game.
Oh, I watched a Boundary Break on Simpsons Hit and Run, and just the textures of the random people driving the cars in Springfield, which you can get in other cars in Springfield and hitch a ride off anybody because they can't have you stealing stuff.
I used to love that mechanic that it's Homer just hitches a ride instead of steals the car. It's great.
And the character models of the people driving the car are a sight to behold. It's just their head is like a triangle. It's brilliant.
Very good game.
With a really wonky face.
It is still a very enjoyable game to go back to. If it was released now, it might not be as highly acclaimed as it was, but it's still super enjoyable and it works very well as a Simpsons game. But yeah,
I think it is a game. I reckon it's probably aged quite well because of its own art style. It was kind of easy to make visual assets for it. And I feel to this day, those visual assets still kind of hold up to some degree.
They do. It's not
they haven't hideously aged at all.
Again, you see the seams you do when you go back and play a game like that. You see the seams of the world, and you can see 2D sprites in the background and stuff. You're okay, I can see where they've cut a corner there, they've cut a corner there, and it's really noticeable to our eyes now going back to it. But the actual models and stuff, they just still look good. It's like Rayman. The Rayman Origins art style will never go out. Will never look bad.
Oh man, the Rayman Origins art style is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. I think that was I think that the Ubi art stuff is probably the best thing Ubisoft's ever done.
Why is that gone? They need to do some more of it. What was the last one they came out with? Child of Light, or was it a different one?
Probably, to be fair,
it was Valiant Hearts.
That's it. Yeah.
But they didn't. That was it. Valiant Hearts. That's 5 years ago.
Oh,
now, right?
Look, Ubisoft. They don't care about the new IPs. They just want to make money off their fat cash cows. They just want to do the once a year.
Game. I just want them to use that engine again and make either a really fun Rayman game or something cool and interesting.
Yeah, another Rayman game would be ideal for me.
I'd love a new Rayman game.
I reckon when they make games with the Ubi engine, I reckon it's probably a pretty chilled out environment because obviously they're not trying to rush a game out super hard because obviously it's just not going to sell as well.
I don't know.
So I sometimes think I thought it thinks. Sometimes thinks. That wasn't.
I
sometimes thinks.
Me sometimes thinks that it's good.
Shout out to Homer. I mean, we're not going to get another Rayman because Ansel's busy doing his 2 games at the moment, so we're not going to get one for a while. But
what is he even fucking doing?
Well, he's doing. I mean, we've got Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is happening.
Yeah,
and then
eventually.
Which they were. I'm sorry, but they were bullied into making that game.
I could not be less excited for that game. It's really pissing me off.
They were. No, it's not
good.
It
missed an E3 like last year as well. It just missed E3 and with no updates whatsoever. When they were doing it looked like it was sort of in progress and stuff was going on. And the first cutscene that we saw was awesome. And then it just sort of evaporated.
They had that first cutscene, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" And then they came out on stage and were like, "Cool, it's like a really massive, it's like a multiplayer open thing," and it's like, "Oh, God bless me."
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I had an allergic reaction to it. It's just,
I don't know, not enough green lipstick in Beyond Good and Evil 2 at the moment for me.
It's just not what I want from Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, it might turn out to be amazing, but every time they've shown it and every time they've spoken about it, I've got progressively less excited for it.
That's totally fair. No.
And then he's doing.
What's the other thing he's working on?
I can't remember what it's called, but he's doing that game. I think it was shown at a PlayStation conference. It might even be a PS4 exclusive. Oh, no, it might not be anymore, but the one where it was like animals and you could. I think you were in control of it. Wild, maybe it was called Wild. That sounds familiar to me, actually. I've done it, but I can't remember. But that was what he was doing. It was specifically him, and I don't even know if it was a Ubisoft thing or whether it was a development studio he had set up in France somewhere, as opposed to Ubisoft Montpellier.
Or is it the Ancestors thing where you're playing as monkeys?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
I think that's already out, man.
Is it?
It came out to very middling reviews, and then the lead director of it, who had worked on Assassin's Creed, was like, "No, you just don't get the game."
It's a different one. It's a different one. Definitely a different one. Because I remember. I remember I know the one you're talking about. What was his name? I can't remember his name, but I can see him in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
the Assassin's Creed man. Yeah. But yeah, so we won't get a Rayman for ages, unfortunately, because
we need more.
I agree.
Speaking of beloved games that have just never had a sequel be released for years, like Beyond Good and Evil. Do you know what else got me kind of upset when it was announced? Was Half-Life Alyx.
All right.
Because I just want them to just bury it. I've spent years and years lamenting over what could have been. And I accepted the fate of that nothing was ever going to come of it. I accepted it. I moved on. And then they do this to me. They give me hope.
Well, the thing is I wasn't Valve making a VR game like that is interesting to me because I'm like, I suspect it will be very good and the controls will probably be something interesting that a lot of other VR games in the future will sort of take from and learn from, sort of thing. But as a game, I was a Half-Life thing, I was like, I could take it or leave it, I'm not that fussed. And then I realized the New Zealand voice was Rhys Darby, and now I'm very, very interested in it because that's all I need.
I'm slightly more interested now that you've mentioned Rhys Darby.
Yeah, I when he was talking, there was a New Zealand character and he was talking, I was like, that sounds like Murray. That just sounds like Murray to me.
That's Murray.
And then I googled it and I was like, oh, it's Murray. I'm happy now. We can do this.
We love Murray. Murray's great.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it will be very good. We all know it will be very good as well. Just because it's Valve making a VR game, so it will be influential in a way that Valve games are just always influential. So.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is just me being a little cocksucking fanboy, but I genuinely don't think there's a Valve game that I dislike.
I bet I can find one. Let me go to their Wikipedia page. I bet I can find one.
Let's challenge him.
Let's challenge him on his. What did you just call yourself? Say it again.
Cocksucking Valve.
Right, there we go. I'm going
fanboy.
to take that from you now. Give me a second. Do you like Team Fortress Classic specifically?
It's all right.
Oh.
I mean, it's not great. I mean, I had fun. Definitely had fun playing it.
Ricochet.
Ricochet. I did. I genuinely had fun playing
You're lying to me, Louis. I feel like you're lying.
I'm not.
Dave Defeat.
What the fuck's that?
It's like a World War II.
Fuck what? Yeah, what
well,
is
there
that?
you go. You lose. I win. Thank you very much.
Fucking, that doesn't count. I've not played it.
It's a World War II shooter. I know it because I bought, like,
I'm sorry, but you can't expect me to have played every catalogue of the game. No, that's not fair.
Of course we can.
Your exact words were, "They are the greatest people who have ever lived, and I've loved every single thing any of them have ever touched." Those were your exact words.
That's not what I said.
Louis,
I said there's never been a Valve. They said there has never been a Valve game that I've played that I've disliked. That's literally what I said.
I'm not sure about this.
It is.
Let's go for Dota.
Yeah.
Dota. Yeah. I actually played quite a bit of Dota at one point.
And I've played quite a bit of games I don't like. That's not, I'm asking.
That's fair. I played a lot of games that I don't
one thing. There are two things, right? Because I actually enjoy Dota 2. But there are two things that I dislike about it.
Ooh.
That one of them is the community.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking garbage. It's awful. And the other one is the click to move.
Yeah, that just annoys me with any PC game.
Yeah, those are the only two bad things, I think. The rest of it's really fun.
Artifact.
Not played it.
Louis, you can't say you like Artifact. No, Artifact's a dead game, man.
I've not played it.
Like see, this is the thing. I feel like if you played it, you'd hate it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Given how into card games
it's their TCG. It's their fucking Hearthstone, man.
Oh God! Oh,
found it.
Fuck! Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but obviously a big TCG player.
Yeah.
Oh. I hate it. I hate it when companies do that because it's just always so bad.
It's usually pretty bad, yeah.
Depends what.
I don't even think, and this is not me just bigging up Magic, but I don't even think Hearthstone's great.
Isn't Hearthstone like broken as shit though?
Kind of, but I just don't find it very compelling. I don't like because I'm very used to instant speed interaction, and I find that quite fun.
I'd actually be interested in your opinion on Artifact, not because I care, because I don't, but because.
Thank you, Charlie.
Because it was, what you call it? I think Hearthstone. Sorry, Artifact. I think was you don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty certain it was partially developed by someone who did Magic, like who was one of the Magic people. So I'd be interested to see from someone who actually knows what they're talking about what the differences are and if it actually holds up to Magic. I, of course, would never understand because if it doesn't involve the dueling, then I'm not interested. You know what I mean? But
I hate you, Charlie.
Fucking hell. Just because he likes Yu-Gi-Oh! And they say the Magic players aren't fucking elite.
Because he said the thing. Because he said the thing, Adam.
It's time to.
Oh, stop it!
Lee, what do you say?
My face clenches into a fist
Magic,
every
everyone.
time.
No, go away. It's time to duel.
Yeah, that's what the Magic people go. I want to play Magic.
Everyone,
now.
it's time to Magic. Let's go, everyone.
When you do that voice, Charlie, you sound like Richard Iowade from when he's like in the IT crowd.
Bye, Roy. Yeah.
You really actually do, yeah.
You walk into the middle of the XL Centre in London. Everyone, let's gather around and let's Magic. Is that what you say? No, exactly. Get yourself.
Let's count down.
No, we sit down and we stare intently at our opponent until they get too pressured, and then just end up losing because they've made a mistake. That's how real Magic is
the
played.
mental side.
Can you imagine if there was a Magic the Gathering anime though?
Has there not been one?
Like how cringe that would be.
100%.
Dude, I think they were talked about it at one point.
I mean, I'm surprised.
What would their catchphrase be?
What would their catchphrase be?
You know, like Pokemon's gotta catch them all. Yu-Gi-Oh's got it's time to do and get your game on and other weird shit.
Time to planeswalk.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, they would straight up be like, "Let's planeswalk."
Yeah. God, that'd be awful.
God, with his
so awful.
Blue outfit on, and he'd be like, "Planeswalk time."
Yes.
Planeswalk time.
Chase would be like, "I'm so deep and meaningful and thought-provoking."
He'd definitely be the favourite of the gang.
He's the protagonist. Well, he's basically the protagonist,
this is the real
isn't
question. On a scale of 0 to 10, on a scale of 0 to Marge Simpson, how big would their hair be in the anime? This is the important questions we've got to ask about it.
I mean, Chandra's hair would be fucking nuts.
She is fire
because it's on fire.
Her hair would be fire. But yeah.
Obviously, Liliana would just be a big titty goth GF.
I mean, we've already got anime Liliana. It's because the Final Fantasy artist did a version of her. So that's fine. That's already done. We can have Yoshitaka Amano do a Magic the Gathering anime.
I'm on the Magic the Gathering Wikipedia page now, and apparently there is actually a Magic the Gathering animated TV show coming out.
Oh, no.
It's being made by, of everyone, the Russo brothers.
Yes, I know. I actually know this.
And
the Russo brothers.
The Russo brothers, Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro's Allspark Animation, and Netflix for a flash animated Magic the Gathering television series.
That means it's going to look like fucking Avatar or something, doesn't it?
Yes. That was a great show. What are you fucking chatting?
It's going to look like some shit Nickelodeon knockoff.
I would watch Magic the Gathering cartoon on Nickelodeon.
Would you?
Yeah. Yeah, I really would. I mean, it'd probably... I don't know. It depends if it was physically painful to watch.
It clearly will be. Let's planeswalk.
Let's planeswalk. Just make it into the next Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, that's what I want Magic to be. That's the
Saturday morning cartoon.
That's what's stopping people from entering the game, Louis. They don't have memorable catchphrases like "It's time to do."
Exactly.
What was the other one? It's like, "Game on, get your game on."
Yeah.
That was like one of the theme songs, wasn't it?
Blink 182 did the theme song or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like if let me put it this way, yeah. If you said to me, "Yo, do you want to play Magic?" and I was like, "Oh, I'm not on it," and you'd be like, "But at the beginning they say it's time to do," I would be like, "Yeah, let's go, let's do it." But you don't. You're like, "Do you want to play Magic?" I'm like,
See, the difference is the genius about Yu-Gi-Oh was it was all like proper like Egyptian themed, and it was really cool. They can't do that with Magic because they planeswalk to different worlds. So the Egyptian theme would just be one place. So they wouldn't have like that continuity of Egyptian theme.
Exactly. You don't have the Winged Dragon of Ra, so I'm not interested.
No, you don't have the Winged Dragon of Ra.
We have the Egyptian gods.
You don't have
Dark Magician.
You don't have Obelisk with the Tormentor, so you know.
What's the Magic the Gathering Blue Eyes White Dragon?
What do you? I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, there we go. We found the problem here.
No. Tell me, like, what does Blue Eyes White Dragon represent to
life
the card
itself?
Game Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's
life itself,
deep and meaningful. It's
like one of the most famous and iconic monsters in general.
The most famous Magic the Gathering card is the Black Lotus.
I've never even seen that.
Yeah, but that's not a monster, is it?
Then trying
Like,
to think.
what could be Jace's like little pal that he brings around with, like how Yugi's got the Dark Magician? What could Jace's like signature monster be?
I don't know.
And
What's
not like counter.
What? What's the most busted creature in Magic?
It doesn't have to be a busted creature. Like Dark Magician wasn't broken.
No, if anything, Dark Magician is actually not very strong, to be honest.
I don't know. Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
He's
not
buddy. As iconic as Dark Magician or Dark Magician.
Oh, I mean, Snapcaster Mage in Magic is pretty fucking iconic.
Magic, but doesn't count.
People the world over know about the Dark
exactly.
Magician.
Yeah, but that's only because they also know about the card game.
That's like
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Saying Carlton Cole is iconic in football. No, he's iconic at West Ham, but no one else cares about Carlton Cole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're a little fucking West Ham supporter.
Exactly. That's what you are, but with card games, bro. With your Magic the Gathering.
Fucking hell! That's gone too hard, man.
I apologise. Mate, all I'm saying is it needs iconic characters and catchphrases.
It does.
Oh my god, I'm looking. Okay,
it's got Planeswalkers.
I typed in most famous Magic cards just to see if I actually knew any of them, and I'm looking at the design of the card, and it's so similar to Duel Masters. It's mad. Duel Masters is such a rip-off. It's unreal.
I honestly couldn't give you any Duel Masters card. I have no idea what any of them.
When was the first Duel Masters card ever released?
I don't know. Let me have a look. No, I'll look into this. I don't know. All I know is that
because I'll tell you what's a rip-off.
I'm saying Duel Masters is
definitely Duel Masters is a rip-off of Magic. Is what he's saying.
I'm saying it's definitely a rip-off. Yeah, 100%. Like Magic happened, and they were like, "Oh, let's do Duel Masters," because Duel Masters feels like a rip-off of that and Yu-Gi-Oh. Like it was like they looked at two things and went, "What if we combined them to be popular?" It's like, no, you failed. Oh, Duel Masters was licensed by the same people who were doing the Magic one. That's funny.
I also vaguely see that. Vaguely know something about that as well. I mean, the game was originally developed by a dude, Richard Garfield.
What Duel Masters was?
Well, no, the Magic the Gathering was, and because I remember he was going to make this company called Deckmaster, and that's why Deckmaster is on the back of all the cards. Because obviously, when they design the card back, you can't really ever change it because all the card backs have to be exactly the same.
Sure.
Because I remember a design philosophy on a Magic the Gathering card. The one thing that they would change is the Deckmaster, the Deckmaster back. Because obviously they made it with the intention of making more Deckmaster games. Do you know what another Deckmaster game was called? Because Richard Garfield did make another one.
I can find it if you give me 2 seconds.
It was unfortunately named Jihad.
Ooh. Oh god.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no.
This is genuinely true as well. I can't make this up.
He did Netrunner as well.
Yes.
Oh, mad.
And Keyforge.
No one knows what Keyforge is, man.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
People only.
Yeah, but the thing is, Netrunner's dead now. Netrunner's dead now.
Yeah, Netrunner is dead now. Yeah.
And Keyforge still going. I mean,
also hasn't got anywhere near the amount of years under its belt as Netrunner has, but sure.
Well, Netrunner didn't. I don't think Netrunner really lasted all that long.
I don't know, but Netrunner's one of those things that I've heard about. You know, I've never played it, and I don't really know anything about it, to be honest. But I've heard about it. I've heard it was very good and a beloved thing amongst the people who played it. In the same way that I've heard a lot about Magic, but I don't know Magic. Obviously, I know Magic is bigger than Netrunner. I just found it interesting that the same guy did them both. He clearly knows what he was doing. He also did. I'm looking at it now. He definitely did Artifact as well, the Valve card game. So Louis, go on, do it so I can watch you suffer. Yeah. He also did one called BattleTech. So there you go. Don't know what that is. Just it says it there.
I've seen that, and I don't know why.
Just like name BattleTech. It's very 90s.
It is quite.
It is quite 90s.
Also, just to be clear, Duel Masters was significantly after Magic the Gathering, and apparently,
of course it was.
Yeah, because weirdly enough, I wanted you to look that up because I actually didn't know when Duel Masters was first released. Because I know it's kind of
there was a manga and
I know it was quite old.
There was a manga of it before the actual card game itself came out. The manga started in 1999, but then the card game itself came out in 2002. It was also
a bit like Yu-Gi-Oh!
It was also Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
The game shares several similarities to Magic the Gathering, the world's first collectible card game, which was also published by Wizards of the Coast. In fact, Duel Masters was originally intended as an alternative trademark for a trade name for Magic the Gathering, and the earlier gameplay was abandoned in the Duel Masters manga plot to promote the latest experience. So there you go. Apparently, it's just basically a rip-off, and I think it is kind of, if I'm being honest. Like everything I know.
I mean, is it a rip-off if like the same person made it? Though?
But it's not the same person. Duel Masters was by different people, but it's just also Wizards of the Coast, but it was different. It's a different designer.
I thought, yeah, fair enough.
There we go. The point of all that was, I've been playing Fire Pro Wrestling World, and if you're someone who is very interesting, specifically also Japanese wrestling, you should try it. It's really good. It's on sale on PSN at the moment, and it's very good compared to WWE games, which aren't any good whatsoever. So there you go.
We got that.
There you go. I'm going to listen. Now, Louis, I've got a big important question for you leading on from all of that. And it's, what is your favourite meat pie? I don't want to know 3. I just want to know what you think.
Oh, wow. We're going back to this.
He's excited now.
My favourite meat pie is meat pie.
But what meat?
No, I just...
Oh, no. I don't know what's in meat pie, but I like meat pie.
But this is some chicken run nonsense, bro.
Have you ever had meat pie?
He doesn't know what a meat pie is.
I literally don't.
It's a pie with questionable meat in it.
It's lovely. I love it. It's a
pie
nice.
In which contents are suspicious.
Yeah, basically. No one knows.
Yes.
Fair enough. I respect it.
So your favourite meat pie is meat. What's your favourite meat pie, Charlie?
That's steak and kidney. Frey Bentos specifically.
Frey Bentos?
Frey Bentos specifically. I can get that specific about it. The Frey Bentos steak and kidney pie is unreal. I only get them when they're on sale, but they are good.
There we go.
Pie.
And that, as they say, is that.
And that is usually
that is a conversation that would make Wiley proud.
He'd be out here.
Does he like pie?
He ate all of them.
Did he?
Who ate all the
before
pies?
Or after
it was
he
me, Wiley. Bad Boy Rhythms. They're made by me.
Pre, I believe, sending his mum to Cyprus.
Free Storm's mumsy from Cyprus.
Free mumsy from Cyprus.
Yeah, exactly. Bad Boy Rhythms, they are made by me. One of the bigger lyrics ever written.
One of the bigger lyrics ever written.
Big lyric.
Well, that's undoubtable.
Who ate all the pies? Where there goes Wiley. He ate all the pies. Boy. There you go.
Indeed.
Oh God, what's this turned into?
It's usually food.
Usually food. Hello and welcome to Usually Food, where we usually talk about food.
Exactly.
The KFC fan club.
Hold on. We did talk about KFC episode, but this wasn't a highlight on KFC's reel.
No.
This was quite a downside for KFC and its watery chicken.
Yeah, it was not. It's not come out strongly from the podcast, if we're being real.
It's a bit bad that you actually have to do a test on the consistency of the chicken gravy from KFC. It's not a good sign.
Not a good sign. No. And while we all agree, I believe that's the end of the podcast.
That's fair.
That's fair enough. This is where it's ended up, I'm afraid. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. And we will see you again next week, or you can listen to us again next week. We should put our tweeters' names on this as well. Where can we find you, and what are you doing? Whoever wants to answer first.
You just didn't direct that at anybody. I'm on Twitter. I am Biticus95. I post a lot of random Halo shit, and I also post a lot about Magic the Gathering and this podcast that I am doing.
This one podcast you've been listening to. Charlie, where can we find you? What have you been doing? Go on.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say, I also post the articles that I do on Magic the Gathering related stuff for Team Fresh.
So if you're a big fan of Magic the Gathering and a little fan of Louis, you can go see more of Louis on the Magic the Gathering together.
You can gather
Louis on the, and that is Magic.
Yeah.
Charlie, where can we find you? What have you been looking at? What have you been doing?
I don't really know what I do on Twitter, to be honest. It's just sort of it's like a stream of consciousness. I don't really think about what I'm tweeting at any one stage. I just sort of start typing and see where it ends up. Like my drafts are quite great.
That's fair.
Like one of my drafts is just, "Oi, I beg you, tell your girl to stop texting me." Like that's all I've got, and that's just one of the draft tweets I've got. That's a good one. Yo, I'm looking at my feet right now, and I have some big ass feet. Proper like little hobbit feet, but without the excess hair. There you go. So if you want stuff like that, at @ATopLad on Twitter.
Ooh.
But you just said you don't tweet these things. You just like have them in drafts.
Sometimes when I'm vibing it, sometimes I'll put something in drafts that I think of, and then I go, now's not the time to unleash that upon the world. If anything, I've just given you some spoilers there. There's spoilers for future things that I'm going to tweet at some point when I'm feeling the vibe. I don't know when I'll feel the vibe to tweet one of those things out. Here's another one. Just left platform 9 at King's Cross, and I've never felt so magical. Don't know when I typed that, but I typed that at some point, apparently. So there you go. Enjoy that.
Cool. And you can find me at Hurd a Noise. That's HURD a Noise on Twitter. And I'm doing all sorts of nonsense, so I'm not going to plug anything here because you can figure it out.
You figure it
wow.
out. Why don't you get off your ass?
You care. You care. You find out yourself.
I mean, it's all on my Twitter. If you look on my Twitter, it's basically, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll find everything that I do on there. So that's just follow me on Twitter.
Fair.
There's too much. I'm doing too many things now. University's killed me.
That's the thing. Like I just do too much stuff to like fully talk about it. So it's just whatever, man. Like sometimes you'll be on there and you'll see something I've done, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's the thing he's done," and then we move on with our lives. Like it's so much.
Exactly. I do 2 radio shows and 2 podcasts, and technically no, I'm going to do 3 podcasts now. We just started another podcast, and I'm doing writing for 2 different places, and I'm everywhere.
I woke up at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Just want to say that.
I'm jealous of that shit, man.
Yeah. That's all I had to say.
Well, that's bad. That's actually worrying.
It's bad, isn't it? It is. Well, I don't know. It's good. I'm jealous of waking up at 4, but like still,
it's gone poorly for me. I'm not going to lie about it.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening to us, and we'll listen to you again next week. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.